Well, if you become silent so easily, then probably we can start. I hope you all had a nice lunch. My name is Wiesje Elfrich. I'm the Deputy Ambassador of the Netherlands Embassy in Sudan. We have been evacuated last year, April, like many other embassies. And our Sudanese staff and some of our Dutch diplomats ended up here, our ambassadors in Addis. And we have some people in the Netherlands, so we are a bit migrated. I'm happy to be here. My personal background is a lot of experience in fragile countries. And that also brought me to run a lot in the desert. I did the Marathon des Sables, which is a 5-day running in Morocco. And there I thought we are really had the most well-prepared migrants, because we know we have security around us. We have water stations every 12 kilometers. We have enough food in our backpack, and we know that at the end of the day there is a nice base camp where we can sleep, which is not always the case when you are migrating. And I think you know even better than me. So I'm very happy to have you here and discuss from this regional perspective migration issues based on the conflict in Sudan. In order to keep the discussion focused, I really would like to suggest just put a question if you take the floor from the public, and of course we sincerely hope you will do, but keep it short. Secondly, I would like to take from this session 5 concrete action points. So if you have a concrete action points, please let us know, because we will collect them before the end of the session and then present them and take them to the final session, and then also try to bring them to the policy tables of the EU, the UN, AU, and what have you. But first of all, I'm going to introduce the panel. We are very happy to have 5 organizations here and 6 speakers. First of all, Mr. Giordani. I just learned that his name is Italian, but because the origin of his family is from Jordan, his name is Giordani. He will have a PowerPoint presentation. He is from the Mobility Migration Dialogue based in Brussels. So thank you for being here. And we have Felix Volkmar from KFW. That's a German organization going where most other organizations do not go. They do really a lot of first responders groundwork worldwide. So thank you for being here as well. We have Gabriela Fox. You're from the CAS consortium, who is trying to scale up and also ring the bell of more cash support instead of the traditional food aid. We have Alexandra Bean. Yes. Yeah. I must speak, I must say.
Operations Director of East Africa, the DRC.
Oh yeah, from the Danish Refugee Council with the regional focus. So thank you for being here as well. And then we have Alexandra Farmer, who is from the STARS, who is from the St. Andrews Refugee Services, and combined with... Yeah, and I will ask you also to help us to collect these 5 actionable recommendations which we want to harvest at the end of this session. So thank you very much, and now I hand over the floor to Mr. Giordani.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Try to keep the panel alive. Mic is working? Yes? Okay. So, my name is Marcello Giordani. I'm representing ICMPD, the International Center for Migration Policy Development, and is an intergovernmental organization working on migration issues. And I'm presenting. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm presenting today our thinking to possible tool actually to support stability and humanitarian action. So I manage myself the grant facility for the MMD, And this could be, for example, seen as a potential tool to be replicated, to be utilized, etc., as I said, to support stability and humanitarian action in countries in crisis. I don't want to repeat what everybody has already said, but we are talking about a situation which is quite relevant. We are talking about 11 million displaced persons by the conflict. And we are talking about a number of neighboring countries and more affected by this displacement and this current situation in Sudan. We are looking at a context where we have humanitarian needs that are enormous. And we are also looking at a situation where the capacity of possible respondents is not necessarily always there for different reasons, for funding reasons, for accessibility reasons, for political reasons, and so on. So we are talking about a context which is quite complex and difficult to be managed. What I would like to advocate for is actually not coming from a civil society organization, but I'm advocating for a better and more inclusion of civil society in order to support displacement and emergency response. Why? Well, first of all, because the civil society is present on the ground more than any other larger international organizations or bilateral donor or multilateral organization, etc. So civil society are rooted in the societies, they know the situation, they know the context better than many of us, and they are the better place to advocate and discuss. They are bringing in different voice. I heard yesterday talking a number of participants about the need of involving the society, the need of involving the people that is on the ground. Well, I'm also advocating for the same. So the issue could be seen in different perspectives. So one role of the civil society could be, for example, looking at their advocacy role and the mediation role with the countries and with the authorities, but could also be seen as a player for promotion of local dialogue and supporting in this way stabilization. So the other role that civil society plays very, very importantly is filling up humanitarian response. As I mentioned before, a number of international organizations do not have access to certain areas where the needs are, and the civil society do. So in this way, we definitely need to make sure that we involve whoever should be involved and could be contributing to a proper response in order to have a better result. So, a few words about the MMD grant facility. So, as I mentioned before, it was established under the EU-African Migration and Mobility Dialogue Program, so which is a European Union-funded program, which also supports the Secretariat of the Khartoum process, the Rabat process, the continent-to-continent, as well as the Joint Valletta Action Plan follow-up. So there is a portal collecting information on and data on projects supporting migration-related issues, but also policy issues related to migration, which has been developed to serve member states and beneficiary countries in order to have those kind of information. So the program aim, as I said, is looking at how we could support African civil society organizations and non-state actors to play a role within those dialogues. So those dialogues are governmental-led dialogues where participation is at the state level, and there is no link with the civil society and the non-state actors. So, in order to have a better integration of what the discussions are and the results of the discussion are at the policy level, we thought creating this tool to allow an interaction. I will get into more detail in a second. So, which are the objectives of the grant facility? So, we are going to contribute to the operationalization of engagement and commitments made at the dialogue. So, what the decision makers are discussing and promoting could be actually operationalized by civil society through specific projects. But at the same time, the civil society can be also playing the other role, so advocating for certain policy recommendation in order to tackle issues that they feel needed in order to advance the situation in the country. So as you can see, you have this dual role that the civil society the link, as I said before, with the different dialogues, etc., and then the aim of amplifying and translating into real action decisions taken, policy recommendation, and so on at the field level. So the grants that were awarded still to be contracted, but the process has been finalized, are actually at continental level, at regional level, and multi-country level. So this was the idea we promoted, because we also believe that migration is not a country issue, but is a wider issue. So the thinking of promoting larger programs and giving additional points to projects looking at cross-country cooperation, etc., was actually very much thought and in line. Big, yes, I keep moving the mic because sometimes it goes off. To link the different issues coming from neighboring countries, etc. So the focus of the facility is on CSO-led migration initiatives or research institution, think tank, etc. And we'll be looking at strengthening local capacities and, for example, manage this displacement crisis or emergency crisis. Is not the main focus. The main focus it's actually on wider migration, but could be utilized as a tool. This is just a snapshot of the projects received from the grant facility. So those are the number of projects per country that were received by the facility. So as you can see, there was kind of a big interest on this tool for biggest parties in Africa, but also since we suggested partnership and collaboration, not only South-South, but also North-South, you see a number of European countries that are also involved, and also a number of projects that are promoted by diaspora organization are counted in Europe because they are based in those countries. I don't take you through the Joint Valletta Action Plan domains. You all know them by heart. But again, this is to show that the projects we are supporting are tackling a number of issues related to the migration topic. And among that, we have displacement, we have irregular migration, we have smuggling, trafficking, etc., which are topics that we went through the whole day yesterday and today. So, what can we do? We can advocate for regional stability through involvement of civil society. We can support humanitarian intervention. We can also engage diaspora organizations that can bring back a different point of view to their own home countries. We can also promote local and national dialogue for stabilization in conflict-affected areas, 2 projects. So not only dialogue at the higher level, but we could also think about how to translate those dialogues at a lower level and see if the benefit could actually be utilized by everybody. So the future opportunities for engagement, expanding the support for civil society in other areas, could be conflict zone for this specific topic, could be developmental topic for other reasons, encouraging local ownership of humanitarian responses, and strengthening regional coordination. So MMD grant facility is one of the possible tools that could promote stability and humanitarian support. We'll engage CSO for long-lasting solutions, and that's the end of my presentation. So thank you very much. And
thank you very much. One question before you hand back. Yes. If I were a refugee from Sudan, for example, traveling to Libya and then trying to get to Europe, just as an example, how would I get in contact with you in terms of what kind of services do you provide for Sudanese along that way? Can you make a very practical example, please, of 1 minute?
I could make a practical example. The issue is that we are not providing direct support to refugees. We are supporting supporting projects promoted by civil society organizations and non-state actors that are closer to the people, to the migrants, to the refugees on their way to wherever they want to go, without going into more political discussions. But we support organizations that are ready to play a role. They are closer to them, and they can respond to this. So the idea is, for the moment, this was a pilot phase of the grant facility. If it is proven to work, could be replicated, utilized, expanded, repackaged to serve specific topic, specific issues that are responding to the needs of migrants and refugees.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, for example, if I was the mayor of a village in Libya just across the border, then we could contact you in order to get to make use of your facility to benefit from the knowledge which already exists about how to welcome the refugees, what are the difficulties and what are the challenges we need to take into account. Is that correct?
For sure, we can provide information about the different topics related to migration as ICMPDS organization, but in addition, we could also put in touch the mayor of the city bordering with Libya, or in Libya bordering whichever other country, with organizations that are working at that level, either in the same country or in a bordering country or in a neighboring country in the region that has maybe an experience that could be shared with him. So again, could be a multiplier effect of experiences that can be taken to a higher stage.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for your presentation.